into far western Grant County, not too far from Wakita here a bit later on, but that does look tornadic. That's a dangerous supercell there with baseballs, damaging winds of 70 to 75, and it very much looks like a tornado right there. In fact, the rotation with that looks quite large, So there's Fairview, just kind of watching that mile by mile. So anybody here to the west of Fairview, just by a mile or 2, 3, 4, and to the north of Fairview by 2, 3, 4 miles up toward Cleo Springs. That's dangerous. Looks like a large, strong circulation. Could easily be a tornado on the ground right now. Let's go back over to Connor Toon, get an update for western Oklahoma. Check out those supercells in the western part of our state. Connor?
Yeah, Mike, we're coming up on the southern flank from the south into the town of Sayre on the storm that's it's actually a little north of Sayre, northwest of that hail core right now. Lots of very frequent cloud-to-ground lightning with this storm. It's really picked up in intensity in the last 15, 20 minutes or so. It's kind of seeming like right now all the storms around us are intensifying rather quickly. Mike, back to you.
Okay, very good. So if you're just now joining us here, we've got what appears to be a tornado here on the west side of Fairview, moving northeast at 38 miles per hour. It does look like a very dangerous storm, and it is moving just on the west and north sides of Fairview. There is a high degree of probability that that is a tornado. The circulation looks quite strong. So quite strong for you folks up here in Major County. This is definitely serious. Just to the west through north of Fairview. Cleo Springs, Orienta, heads up for you. And that's exactly where that is tracking right now. So one tornado warning in our state. You can clearly see the size of that rotation. Got a strong mesocyclone there with a couplet right there in the middle of high velocity. So that's likely a tornado. Mike Bennett there is closing in from the Lahoma area, looking out to his west. So you folks just to the west through north of Fairview. Dangerous situation here, kind of in ranch land out here just to the west of Fairview now. But again, heads up for Cleo Springs and Orienta both. Cleo Springs and Orienta both here, and then up toward Carmen and Helena, Goltry, Jet, Nash, up in Alfalfa County. Looking at the swirl here on radar, looks to be a very intense mesocyclone with even a little bit of a developing potential debris signature. Little debris signature there trying to make an appearance in that rotation there just on the western sides of Fairview. So it's got baseballs with it, moving northeast at around 38 to 40 miles an hour. So the mesocyclone is the red and the green. The tornado itself is where the hot red and the hot green there going to blue go together. So it does look tornadic here, just about 4 miles to the west now of Fairview. No travel to the west of Fairview at all. Dangerous here. Cleo Springs and Orienta, Cleo Springs in particular. You see it's coming into view right here. So red line, center line for Cleo Springs, and then Helena. See that? Helena. So if you're just now joining us, dangerous situation in Major County. Heads up for you folks in Alfalfa County. We'll zoom on in, and there's Cleo Springs. There's Orienta. We'll see the rotation come into view here momentarily. But again, Orienta, heads up for you, Cleo Springs. If you know anybody in Cleo Springs and Orienta, call them. Make sure they know. This rotation there is quite intense. See that? Hot red, very hot green going to blue there. That is likely a tornado there and showing some indication of a debris signature there starting to form to the west of Fairview. So heads up, dangerous situation there. That's in Major County. One tornado warning. Got a hailer here on the southeast side of Alva. That's going to track just to the east of Alva for you folks in Woods County, up toward Burlington and Driftwood in northern Alfalfa County. As that moves to the north-northeast around 40 miles per hour. About to travel into the Burlington area right now. And a dangerous supercell with baseballs and a likely tornado now about 4 miles to the west of Fairview. Let's go back over to Connor Toon, checking with Mike Bennett here momentarily as well. Let's go to Connor Toon in Beckham County. Connor?
Yeah, Mike, we're just pulling into the town of Sayre. This storm is still pretty intense. It may have come down in intensity a little bit just in the last few minutes. That hail core kind of came down, and the cloud-to-ground lightning I've noticed come down a little bit. But overall, a real uptick in intensity here in western Oklahoma over the last 15, 20 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Let's go back over to radar here and show you what we have going on right now. By far the most dangerous storm in the state is this one coming up here on the west side of Fairview. It will likely travel just to the west of Fairview. You folks in Fairview, they're on the edge of the tornado warning. But big time heads up for Clio Springs and Orienta. It's red line, center line for Clio Springs. And the motion pretty quickly here to the northeast at 38 miles per hour. So indications are that it is a tornado on the ground. The rotation's very large. The velocities inside of the mesocyclone are intense. And it's gate to gate, or like two parts of a gate swinging each side. So it does look like it is tornadic clearly right there. That appears to be a decently strong tornado signature right here. Indications of a little bit of a debris signature trying to form also to the west of Fairview. It will likely travel just to the west of Fairview. But red line, center line, you see it's coming into view there for Clio Springs. See that? So call anybody that you know in Clio Springs and Orienta. Call them. And also up in Helena and southern Alfalfa County, not too far from Carmen. Helena in particular, Carmen, yes. Call them and let them know also. Make sure they're aware of what's going on. Out of Major County into Alfalfa County. Dangerous situation right here. Looks to be a significantly strong tornado. We'll zoom on in. There's Orienta. There's Clio Springs. And the tornado is about 4.5 miles to the west of Fairview. It's not turning toward Fairview. If anything, it's turning a little bit more to the north-northeast, but it appears to be red line, center line for Clio Springs. Orienta, very close to you also, dangerously close. You're in the tornado warning. From there up into Alfalfa County is where that's tracking. Looks to be very much a decent-sized tornado signature right there. Baseball-size hail also. It's got a huge hail. Hook with it also. Again, Clio Springs up into Aileen, Clio Springs, Aileen, Carmen, Helena, Gultrajet, Nash, Alfalfa County. Dangerous situation here, zooming on out. There's Carmen, Helena, Aileen, Clio Springs, Orienta. The hook here just about 5 miles. It's really moving almost north-northeast, so about 5 miles due west of Fairview right now. And it's moving up into eventually Alfalfa County out of Major County. Got a hailer there on the southeastern sides of Alva, eastern sides of Alva, heading up toward Burlington right now. One tornado warning. It's this one right here, about 5 miles to the west of Fairview. Likely tornado. Back out to Beckham County with Connor Toon. Connor?
Yeah, Mike, we're still watching this supercell here that's over the town of Sayre, over and maybe just a little bit north of the town of Sayre, that hail core is. In the flashes of lightning, you can see this structure. It's a really pronounced base. I mean, it's got a lot of curvature to it. That tells me that this storm it's got rotation that can up the hail sizes. So pretty intense storm over I-40 in the town of Sayre right now. Mike, back to you.
Tell me about the trends on that, Connor, the trend of that supercell out in Beckham County.
It's not moving real fast, Mike. It keeps kind of curving around. That southwest flank will kind of curve around. The hail size will pick back up over I-40 and northwest of 40. But it's right here on us, just to our north. Again, we're on the southern flank of that storm with the camera pointed at it. So hopefully a few flashes of lightning can give you a peek at that structure. Back to you.
Okay. Going back over here to Major County, we'll check with Mike Bennett here momentarily. So we have one really large, well-organized supercell here. It's got a great big deep hook on it. West of Fairview, again, heads up for Clio Springs. Nighttime tornadoes, this is a dangerous situation. And the rotation on this is very large. The mesocyclone's quite large. Inside of that, there's a big tornado vortex signature with it. And the hook continues to intensify. Completely well-balanced, strong rotating mesocyclone with what appears to be a decent-sized tornado inside of that. So tornado very, very likely. We're getting indications of debris signature from time to time. 5 miles, 5.5 miles to the west of Fairview. Look where it's going here, right? Clio Springs and Aileen. So out of Major County here at the river, up into Alfalfa County. So heads up for you folks. There's the debris detector right there. And you look for these colors that go to yellow and blue. So there's west of Fairview, the yellow and blue areas for the possibility of seeing debris signature here and strong indications of seeing some debris. right there in that storm in Major County. Again, giant mesocyclone with it heading up here toward Cleo Springs and Aileen, just to the west through northwest now of Fairview, and indications are of a debris signature with it. So a dangerous situation here for Major County. Zooming on in, there's Cleo Springs, there's Orienta, and here comes the mesocyclone. So right up here toward Orienta and Cleo Springs in particular, red line, center line for you folks in Major County. Big hook with it, big strong hook. Orienta here about 8:30 or so, 9 minutes from now. Cleo Springs in about 12 minutes from right now, not very long. Aileen in about 17 minutes, 18, 19, 20 minutes from right now. Carmen, Helena, Goltry, Cherokee, Alfalfa County. So heads up for you folks, it is heading your way. And it's got at least baseballs with it, 2.75, maybe a little bit bigger. So it's got giant hail with it. And that is one impressive supercell there. Let's go back to Connor Toon update here for you folks in Beckham County. Connor?
Okay, I see you up there.
Yeah, Mike, we're moving north on 283. We're going to be pulling into Sayre now. This storm has really picked up in the last few minutes. I've got southeast winds that aren't just cranking from the low-level jet. I'm going to say I think this is straight inflow into this storm now. So north of the town of Sayre, there's on radar and visually, I'd say a pretty good mesocyclone, a notch. So this storm over the town of Sayre, north of the town of Sayre, is intense right now. Mike, back to you.
Okay, lightning rates. What are those lightning rates done?
Mike, the lightning rates have stayed pretty consistent. It seems like it'll cycle a little bit. The lightning rates will come down, and then as it picks back up in intensity, those cloud-to-ground lightning strikes pick up. So it's sort of a cycling and evolving cell right now. Mike, back to you.
Okay, very good. Let's go back over to radar here, give you an overview. Dangerous situation here west through north of Fairview, heading for Cleo Springs. Can't emphasize it enough. Giant deep hook with it. Likely a tornado, looks to be a significant tornado. Debris signature is also there, confirming tornado on the ground. So just northwest of Fairview, again, everybody in Cleo Springs should be in their safe spot. Storm cellar, basement, below ground if you can. Mobile homes will not be safe in tornadic winds. This could be a strong tornado. Looks pretty large, too. So very dangerous here for Cleo Springs. Look at the hook there with a bit of a debris signature right where the tornado is located. So we got a hailer up here northeast of Alva near Burlington. That's moving up into Kansas. Not a problem there. Hail with that's about golf balls up there in northern Alfalfa County. And a giant supercell here with a likely large tornado with a debris signature embedded right there where it should be, right where the hook is wrapping around. So heading up for Cleo Springs, Orienta here on the south side of Cleo Springs, very close to you or just to your west. Just to your west. So Cleo Springs, Aileen, Cleo Springs, everybody up here should know. Dangerous, dangerous situation here. You see the mesocyclone continues quite large with occasional debris signature there heading up toward Cleo Springs. You look for the colors here going to basically blue. So you look for the blue signatures in through here for lofted debris, and we're showing at least some light debris. Appears to be light debris being lofted right there. So likely tornado on the ground. So Cleo Springs heading right for you. Aileen and up toward Carmen and Helena, Goltry, Jet, Nash. Helena, Goltry, Jet, Nash, Aileen, Cleo Springs, Orienta here and very close to you. That circulation is just simply gigantic. Very large. Dangerous, dangerous storm right here. So you folks in Cleo Springs, everybody should be in their safe spot. Everybody needs to know. If you have friends or loved ones there, call them, text them, do that now, make sure they know. Nighttime tornadoes, very, very dangerous here for Orienta and Cleo Springs, Oklahoma, in Major County. Look at that hook, big giant hook. Orienta, Cleo Springs, there's your time of arrival. These times are sooner. It's 8:25 right now. Cleo Springs about 8:38, 8:40, so we're talking about 13 minutes from right now. Not very much time, leaving 11, 12 minutes. Moving northeasterly, north-northeasterly between 38 and 40 miles per hour. And it's got baseballs with it as well. So dangerous situation. Can't say it enough times for you folks in Orienta and Cleo Springs. Let's go back over to Connor Toon. This supercell continues with at least golf balls with it north of Sayre and just to the west of Elk City with an update here. Connor?
Yeah, Mike, we're just south of the town of Sayre. We're looking at kind of a sharp lowering, we're going to be really close to it. This lowering, kind of the edge of the storm is wrapping around pretty much right over the town of Sayre to maybe a little northwest of town. And the town's lights, I really think is going to illuminate this structure that's ahead of us here. It's a pretty low base, kind of a sharp nub lowering, really close to us. Again, this is going to be really, really close, maybe just northwest of the town of Sayre right now. Mike, back to you.
So the trend on that is definitely up. Is that true?
Yeah, visually and the inflow, again, has really picked up on this in this storm. It's a warm, moist wind at our back that's feeding into the storm. And, again, it does keep presenting this kind of these structure. Once the lightning illuminates it, you'll see these nub lowerings in what I think is a big bowl wall cloud, basically over to just north of the town of Sayre. Mike, right now, back to you.
Okay, and your inflow is increasing, right?
Yes, definitely on that. Definitely an increase in that southeasterly warm winds into the storm. Back to you.
Okay, so here's the time of arrival on that one that Connor's talking about right there. It's not tornado warned, but it is a supercell. So moving northeasterly between 35 and 40. So we're talking about going up into western Custer County here. So Hammond, Butler, the lake, Foss Lake, Custer City, Putnam is where that's tracking. So stay alert. Conditions are favorable for tornadic activity in western Oklahoma. The tornado watch continues. Even potential for a few strong tornadoes, and there has been a decent tornado, sure looks like it, with debris being lofted just to the west of Fairview and Major County. So here's for you folks in western Oklahoma. These are all hailers right here. These are all hailers, lots of golf balls. Then we have baseball-size hail again coming into Cleo Springs. Time of arrival for that. This is the one that has the tornado with it. So Cleo Springs here coming up very soon here, about 8:40 or so. We're talking about 11 minutes from right now, so not very far down the road here. Aileen, Carmen, Helena, Goldtree, Cherokee by around 9:15 or so this evening. So again, zoomed in here, this is velocity. So there's Cleo Springs, there's Orienta, and here comes the likely tornado right here. We'll zoom out. It's got a giant mesocyclone with it, with right there in the middle of it. Strong motion each direction as the radar beam is shooting through what appears to be the tornado vortex. So cannot emphasize how dangerous this is. Coming on up here, look at the hot red. Look at the hot red. Focused right into the middle of that. That's the wind being yanked around the vortex of the tornado. That's what Doppler looks like when it does that. So, red line, center line for Cleo Springs. Very, very dangerous. Zooming on in, Cleo Springs here, and you see exactly where that is tracking right up there into the Cleo Springs area. We need this to lift before it makes Cleo Springs. Everybody in Cleo Springs should be in their safe spot. And the debris detector there going more to blue, indicating, looks like light lofted debris there. Here's the shear tracker, the shear detector showing the path of the likely tornado, and you see exactly where it's going. The path of the likely tornado right toward Cleo Springs. Again, there's the velocity again, and look at the hook. My goodness, so dangerous. Big scorpion tail now with a stinger. Big scorpion tail here. Likely significant tornado. Could be significant. We're talking significant velocities here. Very, very dangerous. Everybody in Cleo Springs, your lives could be in danger. So you need to be in that safe spot. Lowest level you can. Mobile homes will not be safe. It's going to travel to the northwest of Fairview, but look at that hook. Showing really strong motion here in that mesocyclone with baseballs here just to the southwest and west of Cleo Springs. And we need this to lift. Coming right into Cleo Springs right here. So anybody you know in Cleo Springs or around Cleo Springs, mobile homes, make sure they know this is life-threatening. In Major County, for you folks in Major County, Cleo Springs, Orienta, and then from there up into Alfalfa County, Aileen, Carmen, Helena, Goldtree, Jet, Nash. Look at the hook. It's what you don't want to see. Classic violent tornado signature. That's what this is. Look at that. So dangerous. And look how it's changed just in the past 5 minutes. We need this to lift. Cleo Springs, your lives are in danger. Mobile homes will be totally unsafe. Interior closet or bathroom, do the best you can. below ground storm cellar basement. If your neighbor has a storm cellar or basement right next door to you, go there. Do it. We need it to lift. Giant hook, likely a large, potentially violent tornado with a debris ball detected. There's the track of the tornado there heading right into Clio Springs. There's your debris right there. That's the tornado right there, the dark blue coming right into Clio Springs. So we need this to lift. Let's go quick update here with Connor Toon for you folks in Beckham County. Mike Bennett coming up too.
Yeah, Mike, we were right at the on-ramp for I-40 in the town of Sayre, and we're looking straight north. We've got the camera point straight north at a wall cloud. Pretty pronounced lowerings that keep kind of cycling. These nub appendages keep popping out of the bottom of the storm. This is the same sort of environment as the storm that's producing the tornado to our northeast. So folks here in Sayre and along I-40 need to be paying attention to this storm as well. Back to you.
Okay, let's go to Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett is between Lahoma and Clio Springs right now with an update looking at the storm right out his front windshield. Mike?
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, we're closed in on it. Right now, I'm just far enough away I can't see structure with it yet, but there is a lot of lightning with it. And so we should be in position where we start seeing structure. And if there's a tornado on the ground, we should be able to see it here in about probably 15 minutes or maybe less. Back to you.
Okay, so we need this to lift. It is turning a little bit more to the northeast, which is good. Mike Bennett here between Clio Springs and Lahoma. Let's go back over to radar here. And the tornado is turning a little bit more to the northeast. Classic, potentially violent tornado signature right there. Look at that structure. Structure's just out of sight, over the top. Big swirl, stinger tail, scorpion tail, violent velocities in it. Hailer there traveling into Kansas, not a problem there, going up past Burlington. But then you take a look here. We need it to definitely stay west of Clio Springs. It's going to be incredibly close. Zooming on in, here's Clio Springs. There's the tornado. Doesn't get any more classic than that. It's definitely on the ground. We're showing debris being lofted. It is to the northwest of Fairview now by about 7 miles. But we need this to lift because it's going to wobble. That path is going to wobble back and forth. And it made a little wobble to the northeast. But now it looks like it's wobbling more to the northeast. So this path is going to go back and forth, back and forth. But it looks like it's red line, center line for Clio Springs. So again, can't stress it enough. Everybody in Clio Springs has got to be in their safest spot they know. Mobile homes will be very dangerous. Below ground, interior closet or bathroom away from windows. Do the best you can. Neighbors know neighbors in Clio Springs. If you've got a storm cellar right next door, you need to go there right now. This is dangerous. It needs to lift. Here comes the hook. Here comes the tornado. Orienta, very close. Red line, center line here for Clio Springs. There's baseballs west of Clio Springs right now. Indications of a large tornado right there, big. The mesocyclone is just giant, very large. There's the path of the tornado. You see exactly where it's going there. It needs to lift. Let's go back over to Mike Bennett. Again, life-threatening situation in Clio Springs, you folks. You got to be safe.
The Oriental Y will be.
Go, Mike
Okay,
Bennett.
Mike. Okay, Mike. Yeah, we're closed in on it. We're coming up on Mino right now, and we're in a construction zone. It's got to be a little slowed down, but we should be able to see some structure here in a little bit. We're just kind of watching the horizon, where the base of the rain-free base is going to be, where the wall cloud is going to be, where the tornado is going to be on the horizon with the distance that we are from it. And right now we're not seeing anything in terms of structure where I could give you a clear picture of what's happening. But I'll tell you this, based on the lightning, Mike, this is a very, very intense storm. A lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, a lot of cloud-to-cloud lightning. And so when we get there, it should be, we should have a lot of lightning to help us light the base of the cloud up where we can see it. But anyway, I just recommend everybody in Clio Springs and then, later on, Alley, and take cover. be ready for it. Back to you.
Okay, you folks in Orienta, it's going to be extremely close. The Orienta Y. Let's zoom on in here. This is so dangerous, so dangerous. This is why we're here. Everybody needs to know this is so dangerous. The Orienta Y, Orienta, Clio Springs. There's Clio Springs. Here's Orienta. That goes southbound into Fairview. Here's the tornado. Very close to Orienta here. Maybe a mile or two to the west, but not by much. It's way too close. So everybody in Orienta, up to Clio Springs, incredibly dangerous, life-threatening tornado ongoing in Major County. Look at the hook. Look at the debris signature, the ball, the debris ball coming up on Clio Springs here in just a couple of minutes from right now. And then from there, Carmen, Helena, Goltry, Cherokee, incredibly dangerous. Looks to be a large tornado. We are showing debris lofted. The Orienta Y, Orienta, Clio Springs. There's the debris signature right there, the dark blue. And it is still on the ground heading directly into Clio Springs. Tried to wobble a little bit to the west of Clio Springs, but now it's been wobbling back. You see the wobble here back toward Clio Springs, and even right there on the west side or very close to Orienta. Again, there's the velocity again, incredibly dangerous. There's Orienta, there's Clio Springs, and here comes the tornado. Just on the west side of Orienta right now. It's large. Could easily be tough to speculate, but based on velocities, could easily be a quarter-mile wide or bigger tornado. Let's go to Mike Bennett. Mike?
Okay, Mike, yeah, we're getting ready to come out of the construction zone here. I'll be able to kick it back up. But I'll tell you this, Mike, I know I'm very familiar with that area out there, and there's a lot of ranch land, a lot of farmhouses that live out there just west of Fairview, out in the Glass Mountains area, out in the Cheyenne Valley area. And so hopefully everything's going to be okay there. There hasn't been any damage so far, but it sure doesn't look good for, Orienta, Clio Springs. And so we're just about ready to we'll be able to kick it up here and get up there. But hang on, Mike.
Yes,
had law enforcement going around me here. Okay.
Mike, have you seen any power flashes to your west?
I have not, Mike. We've been watching for that and have not seen any power flashes. But I've got three. I suppose maybe OHP or county units are just went around us, and they're heading that way now. So we're going to be trailing in behind them somewhat. But anyway, I have not seen any power flashes, but we're going to be watching for that. Back to you.
Okay, so incredibly dangerous. The tornado appears to be on the western sides of Orienta. So if you're just now joining us, ongoing tornado looks to be significant. Strong tornado looks likely, not impossible. It's a violent tornado. This is up in Major County. It's heading up into Alfalfa County, heads up for you folks in Helena, Jet, and Goltry. And then from there, west of Pond Creek and west of Carrier, up toward eventually Wakita. Classic supercell, giant hook, scorpion tail stinger. Let's go back to radar, come back to Mike Bennett here momentarily because he's looking basically right where it is. So here's Clio Springs, and Mike Bennett is just to the east of Clio Springs. He's about right here. So it's just on the west side of Orienta right now, the Orienta Y right here, Orienta Y. There's Orienta. The tornado here showing two signatures now. There's two velocity signatures. There may be a cycle taking place or an effort for a cycle to take place. Not impossible to have two on the ground at the same time here. One just on the west side of Orienta, the other one tucked a little bit further back to the west. See the size of the rotation there? It's so large, with right in the middle a big tornado vortex signature with lofting debris. There's the path of the tornado. So we're heading right into Clio Springs. Go back to Mike Bennett. Updated tornado warning, red line, center line for Helena. You folks in Alfalfa County, heads up. Call or text the folks up there in Alfalfa County, especially in and around Helena. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, Mike, yeah, we're passing through Ringwood right now. Still no visibility obstruction, but I'm looking at GR level 3, Mike, and we're actually going to be driving into the rain here shortly as this thing lifts. to the northeast across the Highway 412 here, then for just a little bit, we're going to be in probably some heavy rain. So that may hamper my ability to see structure for just a little bit till it lifts a little bit further north. Because right now the mesocyclone appears to be south of Highway 412 just a ways. We got the river here, okay, so that kind of messes up some road options to the south. So I'm just going to have to kind of wait for it to lift north up towards Cleo Springs, and possibly I might be able to get to Orienta and see some structure, but I think it might be at Cleo Springs by the time I get there. So we're going to just kind of weigh all that and figure out road options. But right now, I don't see any structure. We're cruising right along here, and probably we'll be in Cleo Springs in about I'm going to say 7 or 8 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, we need to pray for the folks in Cleo Springs. They know it's coming. They know that it's coming. Let's certainly hope they know, and they likely know. Folks have been calling them, texting them. They know it's coming. Nighttime tornado, it is a tornado. It's not a possible tornado. It is a tornado. And it's at least a strong tornado. Not impossible. It could be a violent tornado. It looks like it's a little smaller than it was a short while ago, but it may be equally as strong, maybe just not as big. The way the velocities look, let's go back over to radar, check back with Mike Bennett. He's between Orienta and Cleo Springs and Ringwood right now. Just an absolutely textbook classic supercell signature here. Baseball size hail, large hail, southeast side of Carmen. You folks in Helena, same thing for you. Call them, text them, make sure they know. Mobile homes are going to be dangerous, unsafe. If your neighbor has a storm cellar, go there now. Basement, go there now. Safest place you know in Helena. Cleo Springs, absolutely now. Just a few minutes away. The tornado looks to be shrinking in size, but is likely still on the ground just southwest of Cleo Springs on the northwest side of Orienta. Still red line, center line for Cleo Springs. Let's go back over to Mike Bennett here. He's just on the east side of Cleo Springs. He's looking right at it. Go, Mike Bennett.
Yeah. Okay, Mike. We're getting close enough now, Mike. We may be able to start seeing some structure here. Kyle, my chase partner, thinks he might have possibly seen the tornado. I've got some trees and a hill right here obscuring my view at the moment, but we are definitely getting in a position where we may be able to start seeing something to the left of the highway, Kyle. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything yet. Kyle thinks he might see it back there to the south, to our west-southwest. Right now, we're waiting on some lightning to backlight it. There's a lot of lightning in this bike, so that's really going to help us quite a bit. But Kyle believes it might be just south. It's going to be, based on where he's pointing to, Mike, I think it's going to be closer to Orienta, where it might be on the ground. But right now I don't see it, but we got a lot of trees obscuring our view right now. But we're going to be there in probably less than 5 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, it's going between a wedge and a cone-shaped tornado. Between a wedge and a cone-shaped tornado. You're looking west right here, directly toward Cleo Springs. The tornado is just southwest of Cleo Springs or to the left of the road. To the left of the road right here. Lightning is continuous, baseball-size hail, and there's radar, and you can see it was a wedge earlier, now more of a cone tornado. That's debris right there. That is the tornado right there. Northwest of the Orienta elevator, just northwest of the Orienta Y. Again, red line, center line for Cleo Springs. And you can see right there is the tornado, right there, just southwest of Cleo Springs. Let's go back over to Mike Bennett. Everybody in Cleo Springs knows, safest place you know, interior closet or bathroom, do better if you can. And we hope and pray that Orienta does not take a hit on this. Between a wedge and a cone tornado, you're going to see it here just to the left of the road. If it's still on the ground, it sure looks like it is. It's more of a cone now, smaller than it was a few minutes ago. Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, we're getting a lot closer to it. We got a lot of lightning, but there's not a lot of lightning behind it, that would really backlight it. So what we're seeing when we do get lightning helping us, we're seeing the front side of the meso, the front side of the wall cloud, and nothing. We're not getting anything backlight in the back of it. But right now, I think what Kyle was pointing to a while ago where he believes he saw the tornado was just south of the highway, which would be just exactly where you were saying it was at just a second ago. And so we're just looking. We got the camera looking right down the highway right now, and I see a huge bowl right there now. But I'm not seeing the tornado on the ground, but I'm sure it's there. But right now, just all I'm seeing is the upper part of the wall cloud. And but we are absolutely going to be there here about another 3 minutes. I think we're going to be able to see something, and we're going to just close. We're going to go ahead straight into Cleo Springs, and we'll be just right outside of town if it comes in there. Back to you.
Okay, so here's the mesocyclone side right here. So you're looking due west. Here's the side of the mesocyclone here. And during one of those backlit lightning strikes, it looked like you could just about see it sitting right about here, just to the left of the road, which would be literally on the southwest side of Cleo Springs, not by very far. So this is Mike Bennett here on the east side of Cleo Springs, coming into Cleo Springs. Haven't seen power flashes here in his view yet. Let's hope we don't see any. It's gone from a wedge tornado to a cone tornado. Still red line, center line here right now in Cleo Springs. Let's go back to Mike Bennett. From here up to Helena is where it's tracking from here, guys. Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike, we're have not seen any power flashes. Okay, we've been watching for that. Have not seen any. Now, Kyle just got a report that there are down power lines. Was it west of Oriana? In Oriana, down power lines in Oriana, and so. I'm not sure if that's going to be tornado damage or that may be inflow jet damage or it could be RFD damage, but down power lines at Oriana in that area. And I'm going to guess, Mike, I don't have time to look at my navigation here, but I'm going to guess we are probably within 3 miles of Cleo Springs right now, maybe a couple of miles. We're a mile and a half. We're a mile and a half east of Cleo Springs, so we're right there.
Okay. Mike Bennett, thank you very much. So west side of Cleo Springs is where it's located right now. Let's go back over to radar here. Still on the ground. And we can hope and pray it stays on the west side of Cleo Springs. It's very, very close. So you see the scorpion tail stinger hook. There's Cleo Springs. Here's the tornado. If it goes due northward, it may travel just on the west side of Cleo Springs. It's going to be extremely close, extremely close. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of yards close. And we do believe that it is still on the ground based off velocity, literally just on the west side of Cleo Springs. Everybody in Cleo Springs should be in their safe spot. From there up to Helena is where it's tracking. Let's go back to Mike Bennett, get an update. Mike, have you seen any power flashes?
I have not seen a power flash, Mike, but I'll tell you what, we're at Cleo Springs. We're just a mile south of Cleo Springs right now. Got the camera. We are trying to position the camera on the area where it should be. There's a lot. Oh, I just saw it, Mike. Yep, got a tornado on the ground. It was a tube, and it's just right here, Kyle. Make sure you zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, so if you're just now joining us, that's the tornado. You can see it, and it's fairly big. You just saw it in a couple of lightning flashes right there. And Mike Bennett basically is in Cleo Springs right now. Notice it's very low hanging. And it's also, Mike, it looks like it's pretty big.
Yeah, Mike, I just got a quick glimpse of it there. I've had a couple of other glimpses of the upper part of it. I do believe I saw a debris cloud underneath it. And Mike, I tell you what, this thing is Cleo Springs. Be in your safe spot right now because this thing very well could move right into Cleo Springs. It's just right outside of town right now, Mike. I'm going to say probably less than a mile southwest of town based on what I'm seeing. It's real hard to judge. It's real hard to tell because it's dark and we just don't have a lot of lightning. Well, we got a lot of lightning, but we got to have the right kind of lightning to light it up. But right now, it appears like it could start moving into Cleo Springs or very, very close to it. But right now, no power flashes. And, okay, I believe I just saw the cone again. A lot of rapid motion in there, Mike. Oh, yeah. A lot of rapid motion. Get the camera Yeah, okay. We're trying to give you the best angle we can with the camera. I tell you what, Mike, the cloud base is practically dragging the ground. So there may be a very large tornado. I mean, I saw a cone, okay, a tube. And, I think we just had a power flashes, Mike. Yeah, got power flashes going on right now.
Yeah, so this is going to be impacting the western and northwestern sides of Cleo Springs based on those power flashes. You see those power flashes right there. We hope and pray everybody's safe. Power flashes, tornado going through part of Cleo Springs. Looks to be the west and northwest sides of town right now. Mike Bennett's looking at it here, our storm tracker live. It's very, very low to the ground. It's been a wedge tornado, a cone tornado. It looks like it's back to more of a wedge tornado right here. Power flashes. It's been ongoing, confirmed tornado now for about 15 minutes. Moving through portions of Cleo Springs right now. Hopefully everybody is in their safe spot. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike, I think we're back to, like you said, I think we're possibly back to a wedge because we had some low clouds that were just dragging the ground. We had a lot of trees between us and that spot, but it was just dragging the ground. You could see a lot of rapid motion in there, and it is, I believe it might be just moving maybe west side of Cleo Springs. Maybe it may just be, Cleo Springs is not a very big town. I don't know, how many acres it covers, but they may just be skirting the western edge of town. But there are people that live out there too. So I can think of right off the top of my head several farm homes that are just west and northwest. And this is, of course, is going to be tracking towards Alene also. So I think we're going to go ahead and move on up, Mike, because I think it might actually be moving just on the northern side of Cleo Springs now. And so we're going to go ahead and go in. Well, hang on just a minute. Yeah, we're
showing the tornado now on the northwestern sides of Cleo Springs. This is where we're showing it right now. Let's go back over to radar here. Take a look. Ongoing tornado warning here. It will go near and to the south and east of Alene. Red line, center line for Helena. So we're talking about Major County now going into Alfalfa County. The tornado here just on the northwest sides of Cleo Springs going up Highway 8. If you know anybody up on Highway 8, mobile home, ranch home, make sure they know. Anybody on Highway 8 between Cleo Springs and Alene and up toward McWillie, very small little town here, McWillie, make sure they know. This has been an ongoing tornado now for about 20 minutes. It's been a wedge at times, a cone at times, back to a wedge. Power flashes just northwest of Cleo Springs about 3 minutes ago, going up Highway 8 north of Cleo Springs. Go back to Mike Bennett here live. Mike?
Copy that.
Sorry, Mike. Didn't know you was coming to me. Mike, I think we're going to go ahead and drift on into Cleo Springs. And we'll report any damage if we have any. But I think if there's going to be any damage based on our visual a while ago, it's going to be on the western side, and possibly just, it may have just barely missed Cleo Springs to the west. But we're going to go ahead and go through Cleo Springs now. I'll tell you this, Mike, Cleo Springs still has power. Okay, so that's a positive sign there. But we should have a pretty good shot of it here once we get through town and get away from some of these trees. But, Mike, I tell you what, if it's on the ground right here, you're going to have a great shot of it here in a second, because we are on the south side of the mesocyclone. We're south of it, and I think the tornado sirens are going off in Cleo Springs. Of course, they would be, but right now, haven't had any power flashes since we reported, 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Notice how low these bases are. Look how low this mesocyclone is to the ground. Mike Bennett was talking about how the cloud material was basically coming right out of the trees. So the bases here are very, very low. So it's going to be difficult to see whether or not it's intermittently on the ground or not on the ground, because the bases are so low. The mesocyclone is huge. You're looking at a portion of the mesocyclone here, but in the lightning flashes, you see elements here, what we call scud, which are likely rotating, literally coming basically right off the deck. So very low. Cleo Springs still has power. That's good news. Looks like it did travel on the west and northwest sides of town. Mike, are you north on Highway 8 now? It looks like it.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, we're on the north edge of town. I'm going to pull over here so I can get a better angle here on where the wall, the mezzo would be, where the tornado would be, and right now I'm not seeing anything, and unless it's right on top of us. And I don't believe it is. I think it's just north of town here. But right now I don't see anything on the ground, and I haven't seen a power flash in a while. And right, all right.
Yeah. So you're looking north here on 8, and the cloud bases here are so low. Let's go back over to a radar here and check out what we see here on velocity. So still looks like it could be on the ground. Mike, it's still to the west of 8, but not by much. Again, Aileen, just east of.
Mike.
Go Mike Bennett. Looks like it's still on the ground.
We're getting hit hard winds right here, Mike. And they are out of the, I believe they're out of the southeast. So we got the inflow winds feeding into it. They just hit us. And, we're probably 50, 60 mile an hour winds just hit us suddenly. And the fire department is heading down a blacktop, heading west of Cleo Springs. So I don't know if they're out there going to do some damage surveys or if they know something was hit already. But the winds, the surface winds are feeding right into this thing. So if it's not still on the ground and it's back in that range somewhere, then this thing could actually be ramping back up, and we've got RFD coming around on us, cutting into it to spin another one down. But anyway, right now, no, I just can't see anything on the ground, but I'm sure there's a lot of damage taking place in there, Mike.
Okay, let's go back over to radar here, and ongoing tornado warning. You folks in Aileen, it's trying to lift to the north toward you. It's basically paralleling Highway 8 on the west side of Highway 8. Everybody on 8 between Cleo Springs and Aileen got to be in your safe spot. Mobile homes will not be safe. Still on the ground right here, lifting due northward. And I'm going to go back to Mike Bennett here really quickly because he's looking right at it. There's Highway 8. Go back over to radar. We'll go back to Mike here in just a sec. So it's lifting almost due northward. There's McWillie, there's Aileen, and there's Helena. It's turned a little more due northerly now at around 30 miles an hour, but it looks to be still on the ground. Add on all your section line road numbers here. There's Aileen. See Highway 8. There's Aileen Blacktop right there going to Aileen. The tornado there on the west side of Highway 8, but not by very much. And the tornado went across west sides and northwest sides of Cleo Springs with power flashes. But Cleo Springs still has power. Likely continued tornado basically on Highway 8. There's the track of the tornado. Let's go to Mike Bennett. Power flashes, ongoing tornado, probably Highway 8 power flashes here, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Okay, just about maybe a mile and a half north of Cleo Springs. Had a power flash. My highway's getting ready to turn back to the north, and the camera will be right back on it here. But has still got a tornado on the ground north of Cleo Springs. I believe it's going to probably be going to probably track east of Aileen. And let me see. Let me get up here. It's just kind of a mess up here, Mike, with all the precip. It's kind of just not a clear day where you've got just a clear shot of it. But what we have is we've got, just like we had west of Cleo Springs, we've got a very, very low cloud base. I'll tell you what, Mike, I think we have a wedge on the ground right up here, just to the west side of the highway, crossing the highway right now. Yep, Mike, I believe that might be that's probably a pretty large tornado on the ground, just across the highway, just right here. I have not seen a power flash when it crossed the highway, but that's it right there. It's just on the right-hand side of it. Major cloud motion with it. And I will tell you, Mike, this tornado is flat moving. It's racing to the east, maybe northeast. So that now we're going to have Helena's going to be in imminent danger here. I'll be a big tornado on the ground. Yeah, get right over there. And I'm gonna get around these trees here. I'm getting close enough now. I'm starting to get in the wraparound. The winds are getting very, very, very strong right here. And in fact, Mike, I'm gonna go ahead and hold off here because I'm gonna We're getting really, really close to it here, and we've still got a lot of extremely rapid motion crossing the highway right in front of us. And, oh my gosh. Yeah, we're probably getting 80-mile-an-hour winds right here, Mike, let me check my direction here. It's going to be out of the south, feeding into it, maybe southwest. So we got RFD winds wrapping around this thing, and right now thank goodness there's no precip falling with it. But my only road option, I've got to go north here quite a ways, Mike, to get to the highway that goes into Helena, and then I'm going to be behind the mezzo. And so it's going to be really hard to stay with this thing and keep a visual on it as it moves north, as it moves east. But right now I need to just kind of hang tight right here and let this wind calm down, make sure I don't have I don't know if you can hear the wind over my headset here, but it is flat cranking. So anyway, damaging tornado tracking towards Helena. Mike, back to you.
Okay, let's go back over to radar here for just now joining us. Ongoing tornado here coming up on the southeast side of Elaine up to McWillie. It's what we call steady state. It's not making an effort to lift. There's a balance with this strong inflow coming in and the jet stream storm coming out from the west. So it's basically a steady state tornadic supercell, and the tornado's been on the ground now for about a half hour, and it's lifting up toward the east side of Elaine, McWillie. It's going to have to jog to the east to directly impact Helena, although it's possible. It's lifting more to the northeast. It just crossed Highway 8, about 9 miles due north of Cleo Springs. It just crossed into Alfalfa County. This is the tornado right here. There's McWillie, and then here's Helena right here. So you see the hook. And man, powerful, powerful tornadic signature right there. Ongoing tornado, Mike Bennett. Wedge tornado, very large mesocyclone, a lot of low-hanging elements, could be multi-vortex in structure. Powerful mesocyclone with a strong tornado vortex signature right there in the middle. There's the path of the tornado, traveled west of Fairview, and then just west of Orienta, west side of Cleo Springs with power flashes. Cleo Springs still has power, which is really good. Now it's just east of Aileen, just crossed Highway 8. And debris detector here still showing. You look for the dark blue right here, still showing debris lifting out of Major County into southern Alfalfa County. That blue right there is the debris detector, still showing lofted debris. So it's still on the ground. Let's go to Mike Bennett here, update live. So, Mike, are you going to go north and then east toward Helena?
Yeah, Mike, right now I'm just crawling. We are in visibility's down to 0. I can just barely see past the hood, and what I'm trying to be careful of is we had a tornado across the highway, right? Okay, just clear it out. Just clear it out. We could not see anything, and I was worried I was going to drive into some power lines. We haven't come across any damage yet, and I'm really surprised by that. I'm looking at the road signs, but we back there just a second ago, right when you came to me, we were getting hit with 80-mile-an-hour west winds, and so now we're trying to work our way up to the I don't remember what that highway number is that goes east into Helena, but that's where we're trying to get to right now. But right now, no damage. We're getting in some hail now, too. Got some hail wrapping around the back side of it. And so, but we're still strong winds. We're probably still getting 60-mile-an-hour winds right here, but a while ago they were probably close to 80. Back to you.
Powerful signature right here, McWillie, and it may go west of Helena. It's going to be very close. Mike Bennett is up on the wraparound on the northwest side and the west side of the tornado itself. So he's traveling north on Highway 8. So, Mike, I have to ask you, looking off to your east right now, you basically, it tracked right in front of you, right? Directly in front of you to your northwest, north, and now northeast. Now you're coming up on the west side of it, going north on Highway 8. Have you seen any power flashes or any additional signs of it to your east? I know your visibility is almost down to nothing.
Right, yeah, Mike, no power flashes. We've been looking over to the east. Still no damage either on this highway, which is absolutely amazing. But, yeah, it crossed the highway. I'm going to say we were probably about a mile south of it. It's hard to tell at night, but based on the motion that we were allowed to see, in the cloud motion and then the motion in the tornado, we were probably about a mile, maybe a mile and a half at the most on the south side of it. And then we got hit with the inflow jet slammed into us, and then we got hit with the wraparound. And that's when we kind of backed off and just let it pass. And now our visibility is kind of in and out. We still got a ways to go to get to that that highway goes east, but we'll do our best. And this thing will lift. If it moves to the northeast and passes west of Helena, then we'll be back on the south side of it here shortly. Back to you.
Okay, let's go back over to radar here. So it's moving northeast, northeast at about 37, 38 miles an hour. There's Helena. Here's Jet. So tell folks in Jet, if it keeps going, it's going to be very close to Jet, not too far down the road. Great Salt Plains up here in Alfalfa County. Waukeeta right up here. Nash. Here's Nash, Grant County right here. Jet, Helena, tornado just east of Highway 8. Still looks to be on the ground just south. It's going to basically go over the very small town of McWillie. And we're talking about a tiny, very, very small town here. Ranch homes in through here, but it looks like it's going to go basically over McWillie. And we don't want to have a home get hit and the folks not know it's coming, right? So they got to be in their safe spot, below ground, storm cellar, basement. A lot of folks have small storm cellars in northern Oklahoma. You got to be there. McWillie here, just to the west of Helena. There's the hook, and there's your time of arrival. McWillie at 9:12. It's 9:07 right now, so 5 minutes. And then near and to the west of Helena, very close and just to the west of Helena at 9:18, and then Jet by 9:32. So Jet. And then up toward Waukeeta, here's Pond Creek and Medford here in Grant County. So it's going to travel into western Grant County here, very close to Waukeeta. It still has baseballs with it, just southwest of Helena near McWillie. Let's go to western Oklahoma here. These have not produced any tornadoes in western Oklahoma. That's good. The supercell north of Elk City is just kind of steady state with golf balls. There is a tornado warning approaching Vinson and Willow and Eric and Carter eventually out of the Texas Panhandle. That's a confirmed tornado on the ground there north of Wellington, Texas, traveling toward northern Harmon, Beckham, and northern Greer counties. Let's go to Connor Toon, near and north of Elk City right now. Hailer there, golf balls.
Yeah, Mike, we're pulled off of Highway 34 north of Elk City, south of Hammond. I'm going to call this storm the Hammond storm. It's kind of been on a weakening trend since we turned north onto this road. We're just south of it with the camera pointed at it. The structure is not quite as pronounced as it was, and it does look like the hail sizes have been coming down as well on this storm. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, so here's a storm track on that for you folks around Hammond. So it's got quarters to almost golf balls. It's weakened just a bit steadily over the past half hour, which is good. Hammond here up toward Butler, and then Putnam and Taloga, and then eventually Oakwood and Thomas up here in Custer County and Dewey County. And then back here to the west, traveling near and just north of Wellington, confirmed tornado here. So heads up for you folks in Beckham County, near and north of Vinson, and up toward Texola and Eric and Sayre. Sayre there by around 10:20, 10:25 or so. Eric by about 10, maybe a little bit sooner than that. It's currently 10 minutes after 9. So confirmed tornado there near and north of Wellington. Right now, just to the northwest of Wellington. Enhanced risk continues for all of western Oklahoma. Continued tornado threat for the rest of this evening, especially in the orange shaded area and up here in Alfalfa County. Back over to Mike Bennett with an update near Helena in Alfalfa County. Mike?
Right at that confirmed tornado warning.
Okay, Mike, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right, Mike. Yeah, we're crawling back to crawling. Again, our visibility is down to 0. We're trying to get to that highway that goes east to McWillie and also Helena and Highway 45, I guess it is. And but we've been looking over there. We have not seen any power flashes. But I will tell you, Mike, the wind field around the tornado, if it's on the ground, if you're lucky enough to not get a direct hit from the tornado, the wind field around the tornado is going to cause quite a bit of damage because there's a strong. If it's as powerful as it was back at the Cleo Springs area, then it's going to have a strong inflow jet. It's going to have a strong RFD. So you're going to have 80 mile an hour. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn right. Found the highway here. but you're going to have damaging winds around the tornado too, on the back side of it, south of it, and also on the southeast side of it. Back to you.
Okay, so you're turning eastbound on the highway going through McWillie to Helena, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Mike. I just turned east on it right now, and so but pardon me, the heavy precip, the wraparound precip is, I mean, it's between me and where the tornado is going to be. So unless the tornado's hanging out the back side of it, quite a ways back of the back side of it, we're going to look to our east and southeast and see if we can see it. But right now I'm still in heavy rain, and if I keep driving east, I'm going to just drive into the rain. So we're going to do our best we can to get another visual of it. It's going to move and eventually lift north and east of this highway, and so we should be back on the south side of it, back on the southeast side of it later, and then we got some more road options then. Back to you.
Okay. The rotation may be weakening a little bit now. Let's hope that it is. Let's go back over to radar here and check it out. So the tornado warning continues. Still a possible tornado here just south of McWillie, traveling near and just to the west of Helena, moving northeast at around 37, 38 miles an hour. It's either weakening or cycling, but the swirl with the hook is now coming in basically into McWillie, and Mike Bennett is 2 miles east of 8, so he's about 2 miles away from where that circulation is going to cross the highway right in front of him. So he's looking to the east, so he's very close to it. We'll go to velocities here, and it looks like it's cycling a little more to the east and maybe redeveloping a bit more to the east. And that's not very good for Helena. That's a bad thing for Helena. You see the tornado track there, the red, the tornado track, and then it kind of weakens, and now it's redeveloping here farther east. It's taking a bit of a jump to the east. So that puts Helena more potentially very close. And we're talking about minutes away now, not very many, just minutes away. Could be just to the west. It looks like it cycled down. Now it's coming right back up again. Now it's coming right back up again. Mike Bennett, a mile east, 2 miles east of McWillie, and 2.5 west of Helena. Tornado likely redeveloping right now. What do you see?
Okay, yeah, Mike, I'll tell you what, we had a clear slot there for a minute. We had some pretty good visibility. Now we're back in the heavy rain again. But we shouldn't be too far from McWillie. I'm going to guess we're probably maybe 2 or 3 miles, maybe less than that from there. I know exactly where it's at. I just don't know. It's dark out here. We're in heavy rain, so it's hard to, tell exactly where you are at times. But we're looking straight west. I'm sorry, we're looking straight east, looking right into the teeth of it. And if we're going to have this, is going to be a power flash, we're going to see it. Haven't seen a power flash. We're starting to get where I can actually see some structure now. I can see the base of it. As long as the rain will, if we keep the rain away from us for just a few minutes, we're starting to see the base of the storm. And but I'll tell you what, we're far enough back that I'll tell you what, Mike. Let me. I'm on the left side of the highway here, on the north side of the highway. Got a very large lowering right there, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the tornado or not, but it's a very large lowering. I can't see the base of it, can't see ground level yet. We're at McWillie right now, Mike, just passing through McWillie. And let me get past the elevator here, get past some of these lights. There's a few homes here in McWillie, and of course there's farm homes scattered around McWillie, but we're coming out of here now. We ought to be able to see it. I think it's going to be north of the highway, northeast of McWillie right now. And let me get up here, just kind of waiting on lightning, but also have to wait on the trees to clear out. But we're going to be on the south side of it. Our winds, what's our winds doing right here, Kyle? Is it Palm, I believe, isn't it? Yeah. So we're on the back side. I'll tell you what, Mike, I think. Oh yeah, right here, Mike. Large tornado on the ground. Yeah. Just north of this highway, Highway 45. It's going to be west of Helena, and large cone on the ground.
Yeah, you're not very far away from it, Mike. You're less than a mile and a half away from it. It's north of the highway, and this is going to be 2.5 to 3 miles west-northwest of Helena, moving to the northeast. Notice it's changing shape quickly. That is a confirmed tornado there. Looks to be possibly multi-vortex in structure. Not very far away from Mike Bennett at all. Look at that. Fairly good-sized tornado. Go, Mike Bennett.
Yeah, Mike, multiple vortex. I'm going to turn the pickup here so we get the look shot straight out the windshield. And we're going to have wraparound coming around on us. So it's going to cut us off, but large multiple vortex. I'm going to say, Mike, the rotation, the circulation on the ground is probably at least a quarter mile wide. It's multiple vortex, okay, but it's that the whole area that's hitting the ground there is probably at least a quarter mile wide, maybe close to half mile.
Yeah, that's a big tornado right there, and it's changing shape very quickly. You got a vortex here and a vortex here, and they're changing shape very fast, occasionally filling in and occasionally separating. And this is going to be just about 2.5 miles to the northwest of Helena. It's moving northeast, so it should stay to the northwest and north of Helena. You folks in Jet, it's heading your way. Jet, Oklahoma, it's heading your way. Large tornado on the ground, multi-vortex in structure. Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike, still on the ground, still multiple vortex. There's a lot of sub-vortices rotating around. Now we've got a lot of precip coming in on us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Helena, and we're going to lose it for just a couple of minutes while I'm in town. But I've got a highway that goes north that will come out west of Jet, and we'll be on it. But we'll be able to track this thing, as it goes north, as long as I can stay out of the precipitation. But right now, still large tornado on the ground, and it's not as much of a multiple vortex. It's starting to wedge out, Mike. It looks like now it's moving far enough. Okay, I'm gonna have to get on into town. Precepts cutting my visibility off, so I got to get. If I'm going to stay with it, I got to get into Helena.
Okay, let's go back over to radar really fast. We're zoomed on in here. So here's Helena right here. Here's the tornado right here. So there's your section line roads. See that? So the highway north out of Helena. Anybody up here? It's heading directly toward you. Large multiple vortex tornado. 1 mile, 2 miles, and a quarter west and a mile north of Helena is where it is. On the highway north of town, very dangerous. That's where it's tracking. This is the road up here toward Jet. This is Alfalfa County. That's the tornado right there. Just crossed the highway right there in front of Mike Bennett. You just saw that live. And the rotation is increasing and getting much, much stronger. You saw it was multi-vortex and large. And the tornado track path is picking back up again there on the west-northwest side of Helena, and a debris signature. You saw the tornado. It's lifting debris. Let's hope it didn't hit anything between McWillie and Helena. Debris signature, that dark blue patch you see right there. It's heading up here toward Jet. You folks in Jet, that's where it's heading. There's the tornado, large and powerful tornado right there, just northwest of Helena. Look at that. Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike, we're coming in on Helena. I think we're about 2 miles from coming into town here, maybe less than that. It's to my north. I'm in heavy precepts, so I'm having to focus on driving. I'm just glancing out over my left shoulder here. Based on the velocities we saw a minute ago, I know it's still on the ground. I've not seen any power flashes up in there, but it's just a large tornado tracking towards Jet. And so Jet, everybody in Jet, you've got time. You don't have a lot of time, okay, because this thing is really trucking along, but you've got time to get to your safe spot. And later on from Jet would be, I guess, next in line, possibly Waukeeta, Manchester area. Mike, back to you.
Yeah, let's hope it didn't hit anything there on the highway, Mike, because it plumed up a debris. You basically were showing it to us live. It plumed up a debris there once it crossed the highway. So that would be about halfway between McWillie and Helena. We're showing a plume. Let's go over to radar. A plume of debris right here. The dark blue goes really dark. See that? The really dark blue. Right as it passed the highway, see that? Boom, right there. Something got hit right here, and it plumed up. Tough to say what that is, but that's a core of debris being lofted. Right there, that dark blue right there. There's the highway. Mike Bennett, we're showing it to you. It was as he was showing you the tornado. something got hit right in through there. Let's hope everybody's okay, and that it was not a structure where anybody lives. So there's Jet right here. So it's heading up toward Jet. Powerful signature right there. Mike's going to go into Helena, then go north. Okay, so it's heading up toward Jet. It will travel north of Helena on the highway. So, Mike, something did get hit between McWillie and Helena. Don't know what it was, but it sure plumed up a core of debris.
Yeah, Mike, it probably wasn't anything on the highway. I don't believe I passed any farm homes, right on the highway, except for when I went through McWillie, and I did not see any damage. And the amazing thing is I've seen this thing cross the highway twice now, and I haven't seen any damage from it. It's just, the power lines are still up. Helena's still got power right now. We've had, small debris blowing across the highway and in some of the wind field around the tornado. But I'm talking like tumbleweeds and limbs and that kind of thing. But I'm passing through Helena right now. I'll be coming out on the north side of it here, so we should have probably one of the best views of it I've had all evening, because we're going to be on the south side of it if it's still on the ground. But we're passing through Helena right now, and we're coming out on the north side of it. But I'm going to say Mike is probably still on the ground just based on the velocities we saw just a couple of minutes ago. Back to you.
How far from Helena are you right now, Mike?
I'm in Helena, Mike. Right now I'm coming out. I'm just getting ready to come out on the north side of Helena right now.
Okay, take another visual there for us. What do you see up there to your north?
Well, just coming out, just getting out away from the city lights here. A lot of lightning up in there. Okay, and I should have right now. There's some rain. I think there's quite a bit of rain between me and where the tornado would be. I'm gonna go ahead and just creep north. I believe it's going to be still west of what I'm not sure what this highway is that goes north out of Helena, but it's still going to be to my west. So, getting hit with some precip here. Let me pull off here, right, Mike, is where I could
58
pick up in there.
Northbound.
Yeah, I want to be real careful not to drive up in there too far, because I believe it's still to my west. But I believe it did just miss Helena to the northwest. And right now we're in heavy precip, got a very low cloud base with a lot of rain that's obscured my view, that's wrapping around it. So this thing may be coming rain wrapped. But right now I'm not seeing any power flashes. We're looking for that. Our winds right here, Kyle, what are the winds doing? Okay, looking at maybe 15, 20 mile hour winds out of the south.
Okay, so let's go over to the debris detector. Mike Bennett, we're gonna show you something here coming up for your safety here. Okay, so it plumed up debris on the east side of McWillie, and now the tornado has debris in it right there. See that ball? That's a debris ball right there. There's debris in the circulation right there. So here's Helena. We'll zoom way in. So 1 mile, between 1 mile and 2 miles north of Helena, closer to 2, is where it's going to track across 58. I believe 58 north here out of Helena. That's the tornado. It's got debris in it still. Okay, so it's still on the ground. That's the debris detector. That's a debris ball right there, and it's it's a half a mile wide. See that? This is a mile. It's between a half a mile and 3/4 of a mile wide, that debris. And it's centrifuging out, like when it spins down, it goes like this, right? Which makes it look bigger than perhaps the vortex is, but that's up to 3/4 of a mile wide. Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, hey, we got it on the ground here. It's northwest of Helena. I'm going to back up here, Kyle. Make sure I don't back into the ditch or off of culvert. I'm going to try to give you an angle. Changes the pickup angle here. It's I knew something was going on because my winds started kicking up, and I was getting RFD southwest winds kicking up. I'm seeing the left side of the wedge, and I tell you what, Mike, I think maybe this thing. Well, I may have to be really careful here because this thing may have turned right on us.
It has turned right. It's leaning more to the right. It's going to be 1.5 miles due north of Helena is where it is, about to cross the highway.
We're right here, Mike. We're probably, I'm going to say we're probably about a mile southeast of it right now, maybe a mile and a half southeast of it. And we're not but half a mile on the north side of Helena right now. But it's a large wedge tornado. From what it looks like a wedge from here. I mean, my visibility is not that great because I've got a lot of precip between me and it. But I'm seeing power flash, big power flash right there. Another big power flash, and yeah.
Jet, you folks in Jet, listen, it's red line, center line for you. You folks in Jet, it's red line, center line for Jet. Don't take this lightly. Could be 3/4 of a mile wide, not impossible. Don't take this lightly. You folks in Jet, call them or text them. In Jet, Oklahoma, it's red line, center line for Jet. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, go. All right, Mike, yeah, it's tell you what, this thing is huge. I'm seeing the backside of it. The backside of it is probably about maybe, I don't know, a quarter mile west of the highway, and then it's crossing the highway right in front of us right now. Okay, we've had multiple power flashes. I see a cone cross the highway, but that's just part of it. The rest of the rotation goes all the way back to the west of the highway, and so it's crossing the highway right in front of us. Probably there's another power flash. I'm going to say probably about a mile, maybe a mile and a half north of us, across the highway, and we're kind of creeping up towards it, and
it has strengthened rapidly. That tornado has strengthened rapidly. Major tornado now, major tornado, mile and a half, mile and 3/4, 2 miles due north of Helena. It definitely turned to the right or more to the east and swung right across the highway, right in front of Mike Bennett. It's heading for Jet. You folks in Jet, this is life-threatening. You need to go to the safest place that you know. In Jet, red line, center line for you. Large, damaging, multi-vortex, dangerous, potentially violent tornado. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike. Okay, we got down power line right here now, about a mile and a half north of Helena. It's still up ahead. It's still north of us, crossing the highway. I'm gonna say this power line that's down back here is probably from RFD winds because the tornado did not come through here. But it's still, I think it's still in progress of crossing the highway right here, and we're getting pretty strong winds here again out of the west. So we're getting RFD winds. Yeah, it's really winds are power lines down right here on the west side of the highway.
This is incredible. Look at the tornado crossing the highway right in front of Mike Bennett. See that? That's tremendous. It's dragging the earth right there, right in front. It's right in front of where the hot lights are, and it is occasionally, the debris ball earlier was 3/4 of a mile wide. Look at it, crossing the highway right in front of Mike Bennett. Again, heading for Jet, you folks in Jet. This is 2 miles to the north and northeast of Helena. Go, Mike.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Mike, it's right in front of us. We got power lines down here on the left side of the highway, and it's just, I mean, the back side of it is just finally did finish crossing the highway here, and incredible motion in there. We're getting strong west winds. I'm going to say, I'll tell you what, we're probably less than a mile south of it, and the area that of the entire, it's multiple vortexes. You know, it's like you've got almost a surface-based meso here, okay, and you've got vortices that's, I think, rotating all the way around it, and what? Okay, you got about 10 power lines down right here, right where we're sitting. And anyway,
okay, it's made a jog more to the east. It's trying to lean toward Nash. Corey Inman's in Nash. Let's go over to radar. It's important that we kind of back out of the situation so we know where this is and whose lives are in danger, right? So it just traveled about 1.75 miles north of Nash, across the highway. You just saw that. Tornado now jogging more to the east, just south of where the 58 makes a correction, about 4.5, 5 north of Helena. So there's Jet, and here's Nash. Corey Inman's in Nash. Mike Bennett's on the south side of the tornado. Here's Corey Inman right here. Let's go back over to radar. We'll check with Corey here momentarily. He's in Nash. It's making more of a jog, try to make a jog toward Nash. There's the tornado track. It's been a multi-vortex tornado. The debris detector still showing a little bit of debris up in through here. It plumed up some significant debris just east of McWillie and west of Helena. Still some debris up here about 3.5 northeast of Helena right now. Here's the velocity, trying to make a bit of a correction, but it's just east of the highway there. So you folks in Nash got to perk up on this one because it may be leaning over toward you. Go Mike Bennett.
All right, Mike. Yeah, we're in the damage path here still. Oh, there's that farmhouse. I've got a farmhouse here that has got some damage. I saw all I could see was okay. Here's a power line right here. We got to be careful. We're in the damage path. We got to be very careful where we're driving. But we had a farmhouse on the on the west side of the highway. We got lines across the road. Okay. Anyway, had a farmhouse right here, Mike, that was in the path of it. Now, the farmhouse was still standing, okay? I don't know. I saw some tin in the fence on the front along the fence row. We'll go back and check on that here in a minute. The fire department's right there with us. They're right behind us, so they'll be checking on them. But anyway, it did have a direct hit on a farmhouse, but it looked like the farmhouse was still intact, okay? That's very good news there, but there was no power there. And so got another farmhouse coming up here on our left. They don't have any power, but I think we might be out of the damage path now. So this would be just on this farmhouse, the tornado would pass just to the south of it. So another farm here. So multiple farms up here, but only one of them looked like it took a direct hit. Back to you.
You say direct hit, Mike. Talk about that.
Well, when I say direct hit, Mike, I mean it was in the direct path of where it crossed the highway. Okay, we were in a damaged swath where we had probably maybe 15 power poles down. I'm not sure what that swath would be, maybe a quarter mile, something like that. And the house was right in the middle of all that. The farmhouse was right in the middle of it. And so, like I say, the farm, I got to look at the house. It was still standing. It wasn't, the roof was still, it looked like the roof was still intact, at least on the front side of it. Now, I don't know what the back side of the house might have looked like. Here's another house. They don't have any power, but it looked like it didn't sustain any heavy damage. So we're going to go ahead and make our way towards Jet, and we're in heavy precip right now. And we'll come back. We'll kind of backtrack the damage path here once the threat of the tornado's over. Okay,
ongoing tornado up here heading for Jet and Nash. Let's go back and broaden this whole view out. Where is all this? So here's Oklahoma City. There's a scattered line of supercells from north central Oklahoma. Tornadic, long-lived tornado here, intermittently on the ground for about an hour now, potentially up to near 3/4 of a mile wide at times, multi-vortex. There's another tornadic supercell coming into Beckham County and Greer counties. For you folks in far western Oklahoma, Connor Toon and Phil are on that one. Corey Inman and Mike Bennett are on this one right here. Ongoing confirmed tornado warning north of Helena, just to the southwest of Nash. And Jet with this, up to baseball size hail. Ongoing steady state tornadic supercell here. Other hailers coming up from Cleo Springs and Orienta. Those are potentially severe. They're not tornadic. Got a lot of dime and nickel and near quarter size hail with them coming up out of Major County, but still life-threatening for Jet and potentially the west side of the Nash area. But Jet, there's the debris ball, the ongoing tornado there. Here's Jet, Oklahoma right here. And there's Helena right there at the bottom of your screen. It just traveled north of Helena. Now it's just southwest of Jet as it moves to the northeast between 35 and 40. Ongoing tornado. Corey Inman's looking at that right now live. Corey?
Yeah, Mike, I'm here just on the east side of Nash, between Nash and 132, looking back to the southwest here. Every once in a while, we'll get a power flash on the horizon, just kind of hanging back a little bit. As we went through Nash a while ago, we had golf ball size hail, so I had to turn around and get out of there so that we were able to get some kind of visual on it. Didn't want to get cord there and get stuck between Jet and Nash. So, like I said, there's power flashes off in the distance on the horizon just to the southwest of Nash. So this thing definitely continues to move to the northeast between Jet and Nash, Mike.
Okay, let's go over to Mike Bennett here. Just south of Jet is where it's located now. It may travel to the south and east of Jet. Could cross the highway between Jet and Nash. Let's show you velocity here real fast, kind of show you where the tornado's tracking. So here's the tornado right here, and here's Jet, and here's Nash. So Corey's got power flashes to his southwest. It's about to cross the highway south of Jet, and it may go between Jet and Nash. Could turn still to the north. So you folks in Jet are not out of the woods. These things wobble back and forth. It made a swing to the east. Not impossible. It could make a jog to the north. So let's hope it does not, because it doesn't want to go toward Jet for sure. But it swung to the east, which is taking it on the south side of Jet, on the east side of Jet, and leaning a little bit more toward Nash. Let's go back over to Corey Edmond, get an update from him, then Mike Bennett's next. Go, Corey.
Yeah, Mike, the core finally moved through here, so I'm making my way back to the west. It looks like Nash is without power right now. Not sure if a transmission line feeding town got hit back to the south or what, but there is no power in Nash right now. Just going to try to get here on the west side of town and look back to the southwest and see what we can see. Back to you.
Okay, let's go to Mike Bennett here with an update. Mike Bennett's going to be a little ways to the southwest of Jet. Mike?
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, the tornado is going to be well to my east right now. I'm on Highway 58, approaching Highway 64 that will go take me east towards Jet. But I have not got to that highway yet. But I'll once I get pointed east again, I'll be able to look over there and possibly see some power flashes. Right now, I'm in the heavy wraparound, and we're just kind of in and out of heavy precip. I can barely see, and then I'm able to speed up a little bit, then I hit heavy precip again. So we're doing best we can to get to Jet. Should be there in time as it crosses the highway, I think. Back to you. Okay,
you be careful out there. Let's go back to Corey Inman, checking out to the west-southwest of Nash. Corey, it may or may not still be on the ground. It looks like it's a smaller tornado crossing Highway 38 south of Jet. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm just a mile to the west of Nash here on 60. Looking back in there, I haven't had any power flashes since we talked to you there a couple of hits ago. I'm just scanning the horizon there, and the night vision's doing a pretty good job of picking it up. But don't see anything on the ground right now from my position, Mike. Let me get on top of this hill here. I'm going to be 2 miles to the west of Nash. Pretty flat base just due south of me, but there's a lowering there where the tornado was at, a little bit further to the west there. I just, because of the hill, can't make out if it's on the ground or not. Give me just 1 second.
Okay, let's go back over to radar. If you're just now joining us, we've had a long track tornado, may have lifted momentarily, then set back down for about an hour and 20 minutes. It's been up to what appeared to be about 3/4 of a mile wide. There's been at least confirmed at least one structure hit. We suspect there might have been a couple of more that sustained some type of damage down by McWillie and to the north of Helena. Potentially something down not too far from Cleo Springs much earlier, about an hour and 20 minutes ago. It could still be on the ground, showing some signs of not quite as organized as it was a few minutes ago. However, still an ongoing tornado warning. It's been cycling. So right here, just south and east of Jet, it is trying to lean more toward Nash. It may be cycling, could recycle back up to produce ongoing tornadic activity. But it does look like it will absolutely pass to the east and southeast of Jet, because it made that jog to the east. It's trying to lean toward Nash, may cross the highway between Jet and Nash. Mike Bennett is in Jet. Basically, Corey Inman is on the west side of Nash. There's the tornado earlier. There's some damage to some structures north of Helena, and it may have lifted, but then it may be recycling back up right now. The debris detector doesn't show much in the way of a core of debris right in through here, southeast of Jet. Doesn't look to be a core of debris, which is good. So we'll see if that cycles or not, but there may not be a tornado. Don't see a tornado vortex signature in that, but that is a powerful mesocyclone that could recycle very quickly. Let's go back over to Corey Inman now, west of Nash.
Yeah, Mike, I'm about 3.5 miles to the west of Nash, and I've got the lowering in the shot there. It doesn't appear that it's on the ground at this time, but there's like you said, it's trying to cycle there. Just to my southwest, there's an area there that's starting to get a bowl feature again underneath the main wall cloud. So right now it doesn't appear to be on the ground. Don't have any power flashes, but it, like you said, it's gonna pass just to the south and east of Jet, and it on the track that it's on, Mike. It may go between Jet and Nash. You can see that bowl feature there just to the south of the highway, underneath the main wall cloud there. So right now, tornado's not on the ground, Mike.
So, Corey, where are you from Nash exactly?
I am 3.5 miles due west of Nash, looking to the west-southwest.
Okay, 3.5, 1, 2, 3.5. So it's going to cross the highway 3 3/4 to 4 west, Corey. All right, make sure you copy that. It's going to be very close to you because it's leaning more to the east.
It's right out the window here, Mike.
Yeah, let's stay with you.
It's right out the window. You can see it here just south of the highway here, right out the window.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the size. See that? We've been talking about how big that mesocyclone has been. Look at that. Look at the size of it. That's a very large mesocyclone. That thing is miles across. Miles across. And you can see in the power flashes, you can actually see it rotating. You can actually see the spin. That's a very large, very low to the ground mesocyclone. Doesn't appear that the tornado's on the ground. Corey, I'm trying to look at velocity and see if I see any localized velocity inside of that mesocyclone. It looks like it's trying to tighten up maybe on the northern side of that. What do you think?
Yeah, that's where I've got the camera pointed, where it's getting ready to cross the highway between Jet and Nash. That's on the north end of the wall cloud. So you're exactly right with the presentation there on velocities. Still don't see anything on the ground, but you can tell it's definitely spinning there. Looks like we may have another. Yeah, there's another cone trying to develop here. There it is, Mike. It's getting ready to be back on the ground. There, it's on the ground here, Mike. Big tornado. That's going to be just to the south of Jet. Another large tornado, and it's going to be just south of the highway. This is probably 3/4 of a mile to a mile to my west, and I'm 3.5 miles to the west of Nash.
Look how fast that happened.
South of the highway here.
Look how fast that happened. That dropped down as a cone. Now it's trying to go to a wedge. It is going to a wedge. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that tornado. Went from a cone to now a large wedge. Corey Inman, that's heading basically just right. It's just going to be to your west by maybe a half mile.
Yeah, we're starting to get rain and hail wrapping in here, Mike. So we're going to have to turn around. The highway north of Nash going up towards Salt Plains is closed, so we're going to have to make our way all the way back to Pond Creek and go north from there. We're going to lose it here, but large tornado on the ground between Nash. Yeah,
multi-vortex in structure. This is really an example of how fast Oklahoma weather changes. That was a large mesocyclone with no tornado, then a cone dropped down, then it went to a wedge. And it's a large wedge sitting right there. The rain and hail's overtaking him. It's right here. Large wedge right there. Large wedge about to cross the highway between Jet and Nash. I'm going to get out of the frame here so you can see it a little more clearly. Corey, I think it's fair to say that was quickly passing a 1/4 mile wide.
Yeah.
Let's go to Mike.
Yeah, that went.
Go ahead,
went
Corey.
From a cone to 1/4 to half a mile wide there, real quick, Mike. We've lost visual on it with the rain and the hail in here. We're blasting back to the east towards Nash. Try to get back out ahead of it so we can get another visual on it, Mike.
Okay, it's going to travel basically on the Alfalfa-Grant County line, maybe a mile west of the Alfalfa-Grant County line, crossing Highway 64 right now. That's going to be exactly 2 1/4 miles east of Jet. Yeah, wow. Let's go to velocities. Take it full. It's incredible. So you look for the red and the green is the spin. So we had medium to hot red and green. And then as it crossed the highway, instant tornado. See that? Velocities tightened up and got super hot. Instant tornado. Instant tornado. Velocities are showing it. You just saw it live. Instant tornado. No tornado, cone tornado, wedge tornado, 1/4 mile tornado, tornado now north of the highway right here. Let's go to Mike Bennett. It's to the northwest of Nash now. Rapidly intensifying, getting much larger very quickly. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, we are a mile, about 2 miles east of Jet right now in heavy rain. I'm not sure there may be some flooding up here because we had a trucker that tried to do everything he could to get us to stop. And so I'm not sure what he encountered up here. So we're going to be really careful about what we might drive into. But right now I don't have anything on. I can't see anything because I've got nothing but heavy rain between me and the tornado. But I don't see any power flashes right now. We're just looking straight east, straight down the highway. So if there's any power flashes, we'll be able to see that. But that's about all we're going to see right now until we get out of this wraparound. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. It is heading potentially for Waukeeta. So you folks in Grant County, it is potentially heading for Waukeeta. This is a large tornado on the ground now moving into Grant County. So it's heading basically for Waukeeta. It's going to go north of Nash. It's northwest of Nash now. It's going to go north of Nash and up toward Waukeeta is where that is tracking right now. Let's go back to Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett, do you have any type of ground truth on that?
Yeah, not right now, Mike. I don't. We're just we're looking for power flashes. I'm driving a pretty good speed here in heavy rain, trying to get up there. I'm not sure. I haven't had time to look at radar, so if I punch through the precipitation, I'm not sure if I'll drive right into the tornado. So I'm going to have to be really careful about that. But actually, Mike, here in a minute too, the precip's going to. I just took a quick glance. The wraparound's going to lift north of the highway, so we'll be back on the south side of it like we were at Helena a while ago. And then I've got an option out in Nash. I can go north towards Waukeeta, towards Highway 11 out at Nash. So that's what we'll do if we get up there. Back to you.
Okay, let's go back over to Corey Inman with his update. He's backtracking now back near Nash. Corey, what do you got?
Yeah, Mike, I'm just north of Nash here. It looks like the tornado's lifted. There's what's left of a cone is just to the northwest of Nash here. Still some rotation at the cloud base, but it's passing just to the north of Nash. It's going to stay south of Waukeeta, probably move up towards the Medford area. It's moving more to the east than it is to the north, Mike. So we're gonna turn around and go back to the east here.
Yeah, so that's going to take it just to the west through north of Pond Creek. You folks in Medford, stay alert. It's heading in your direction, Medford, Oklahoma. It has made more of a jog to the east. But I tell you what, it may have lifted. It may not have lifted. If it's lifted, it's lifted just in the last few seconds because it sure looks like it's still on the ground. It's sitting right on the Alfalfa-Grant County line right now is where it is, just to the southeast of Great Salt Plains Reservoir. Heads up for Waukeeta and Medford. Heads up for Waukeeta and Medford. Let's go ahead and I'm going to back up my slideshow here, and we're going to broaden this all out. If you're just now joining us, let's show you the current tornado warnings that we have. So the tornado watch till midnight in green. Got a tornado warning heading into Beckham County. We've got Phil on that. And then up here, this has been a very long tracked tornadic supercell, about an hour and 45 minutes now. And it's been on the ground nearly that entire time, potentially 3/4 of a mile wide at times, multi-vortex at times, potentially violent at times. And it's cycled several times, but it's been on the ground nearly continuously for about an hour and 45 minutes right now. There's the tornado warning. So we're talking about Texola and Eric and Sayre and Elk City. So that's going to be heading into Beckham County. Just a tornado watch for northwest Oklahoma. Tornado warnings here for Grant County. So there's Medford, Waukeeta, near and just south of Waukeeta. Right now it's just to the north of Nash, just southeast of the Great Salt Plains Reservoir. Here's Oklahoma County. Here's the metro. and the tornado watch is to our west in green. For you folks in Blaine County and Caddo County, you're included in that tornado watch, as well as Garfield County, till midnight tonight. Here's the broad view. Two main areas of concern, one in far western Oklahoma, and of course all this activity up here up north. We've had confirmed damage up here to some ranch homes in Alfalfa County, and there may have been a little bit of damage to some structures down here in Major County also. The ongoing tornado does continue. Could easily still be on the ground by looking at velocities. Just now coming into Grant County from Alfalfa County. There are hailers coming into Helena and also Carmen. These have nickels and dimes and near quarters and lots of heavy rain. But the tornadic storm is the lead storm here, coming up toward Waukeeta and over toward Medford. And it's just to the southwest of Hawley right now, just to the northwest of Nash. It is turning more to the east. It's right there, just to the north of Nash, right there. And it looks to still be on the ground just southeast of Great Salt Plains, right here. Let's go back over to Corey Inman. He's north out of Nash. Corey, it may or may not have lifted. It's awfully close. It could easily still be on the ground.
You can see the funnel there in the center of the shot, Mike. It's hard to tell if it's on the ground or not. We're having to go east from Nash because the highway going north from Nash, there's a bridge out. They have that closed off, so we're going to have to go back over here and go north from 81. But you can see the funnel there hanging out of the north side of that wall cloud, which is where we had that tornado, just to the west of Nash there. So it continues to move off to the east northeast. So definitely folks in Medford and Waukeeta need to be paying attention as this thing moves in, because this thing produced a big tornado back to the southwest, and then another tornado there just to the west of Nash, Mike. So we're blasting east here, so we can head north up between Medford and Waukeeta, Mike.
Okay, so we're going to take a look back just a couple of minutes ago to show you how dynamic and how rapidly changing this evening has been, and frankly how dangerous this evening has been. This is Corey Inman, and this was 12 minutes ago or so. There's the large mesocyclone. When you're talking about how big this mesocyclone has been, it's been 2 to 3 miles wide, and there was no tornado. We're talking to Corey Inman, looking at velocities, clearly no tornado. He's got night vision. We could see it all looking underneath the mesocyclone. And then instantaneously a cone tornado forms. And it goes from a cone tornado in literally a few seconds to a large wedge tornado. As it was approaching the highway, you're looking west here, and the highway's due west. That's over there on the right-hand part of your screen. And the tornado forms just on the south side of the highway and then crosses the highway right there, right in front of him, and goes to at least a quarter mile wide or larger. And that all happened, if you're watching us just a few short minutes ago, 12, 13, 14 minutes ago. It happened incredibly fast. And that's why these nighttime tornadoes, especially in the spring when it's very dynamic, are very, very dangerous. So right now, this is back to live now, potentially ongoing here. The tornado warning very much continues. Great Salt Plains is right here. So it's southeast of Great Salt Plains. There's Nash. It's turned now a little bit more to the east and to the northeast. So here's Hawley, and then Waukeeta is right up here, and Medford is right back here. And there is the tornado tracker detector right there showing the red where the tornado crossed the highway. We're showing that to you. It may or may not have lifted right in through here north of Nash, and it's going to go up here near Waukeeta, could go south of Waukeeta. You can see the track of it. So it's going to be pretty close to Waukeeta. And to the near and to the west of Medford. There's Medford right there. There's Jefferson. So here's the highway. So you see the track of that. And the debris detector, you saw there's the debris that it was picked up when it was on the ground there that Corey Inman was showing. It picked up debris. Let's go back to Corey Inman with a live update on that. You're now north of Nash, Corey. What do you got?
Yeah, Mike, we've had to reposition out in front of it. Lost visual of it. Continue with just a tremendous amount of cloud to ground lightning back in there. You can see the mesocyclone still hanging back in there. It's just from our position right now, having to reposition to get back in front of it. It's just hard to tell if it's still on the ground. But last time we did have a visual on it, Mike, there was a nice cone funnel hanging out of the front edge of that wall cloud. Couldn't tell if it was on the ground and didn't see any power flashes there, but if it wasn't on the ground, it was awful close, probably about 3/4 of the way to the ground. So give us just a few minutes here, and we'll be repositioned back out in front of it, Mike.
Okay, let's go to Mike Bennett. He's in the debris track right now between Jet and Nash. Mike?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Mike, this is between Jet and Nash. I think we're probably about maybe 3 or 4 miles east of Jet, and got a power line across the highway. I think further down it goes all the way across because there's a car sitting there with his flashes on, and I'm not sure if he may be in the power lines. I don't know. There's another car on the other end that will not come this way, so apparently they're all the way across the road. I've got a OHP now is on the scene, and so they're got this blocked off. So we're going to turn around, and about the only thing we could do is go around Salt Plains Lake to get back on the storm, and that's not an easy thing to do. I don't know if we could ever catch back up with it. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Mike Bennett, thank you very much. So let's go ahead and let's go up to Phil. He's out in Beckham County. We've been talking about that incoming tornadic supercell for you folks in Sayre, Elk City, and Eric and Texola. Let's go to Phil out there in Beckham County with an update.
Yeah, Mike, we are just to the north of Eric right now, and we're watching this cell as it's moving across. You can see the base of the storm whenever the lightning highlights it there in the background. It is a tornado-warned storm. It is about to come up to the southwestern sides of Eric. We'll be here. We're going to be watching it. Back to you.
Okay, tell us about the lightning rates in that, Phil. What's been going on with that? Is it coming up or coming down?
So the lightning rates has really started to increase. We've got just a little bit of light rain, but one thing that I did notice, having an anemometer on my vehicle, the inflow has really started to increase. We're at about 15 to 20 mile per hour out here right now. And so noticing also that the hail core on this has been fluxing up and down as it's been making its way toward our location. Hail core is really increased right now, so the people that are in Eric need to take cover as this storm approaches. It looks like that it's going to probably come straight across Eric proper and make its way across I-40 there. Back to you.
Phil, thank you very much. Here's the broad view. So the tornado watch continues till midnight. Got 2 areas of tornado warnings. One's up here in Grant County, south of Waukeeta, west of Medford. The other area is out here west of Beckham County, about to come in from the Texas Panhandle. This has been a long-track tornadic supercell in north central Oklahoma. And ongoing here, this has been severe now warned for Oklahoma. So they may or may not extend the tornado warning for Texola and Eric and Sayre and Elk City. Right now, it's a severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma. That'd be a small step in the right direction for sure. No warnings for the Woodward area. That's good. Tornado watch continues, and a tornado warning continues for Grant County. So here's the broad view. Here's Oklahoma City. These done a good job at staying out to the west and to the north of the Oklahoma City metro, but severe with a tornado possible tag for you folks in Beckham County. We'll zoom on in here and take a look at this activity up here in Grant County. So west of Medford, the hook continues here, south of Waukeeta, northwest of Pond Creek. That's been that long track supercell. Let me show you some video here from just a short while ago. This would have been about 22 minutes ago now, from Corey Inman with his night vision camera. And this is an indication of how fast these things have been changing tonight. We've had a couple of structures that have been damaged. I think we have video of this. This is that large mesocyclone that is not tornadic at that particular moment in time. And then all of a sudden, instantaneously, a cone tornado forms. Then it goes to a wedge tornado over a quarter-mile wide in literally just a matter of seconds. That's how dynamic and how rapidly changing these storms have been tonight. Back over to radar here. So this motion here continues to the northeast. So it's north of Nash, southwest of Waukeeta, and to the west of Medford. Ongoing tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm warnings down near Carmen, to the west of Helena. Golf ball or a little bigger, close to tennis ball size hail with that. So just a hailer there, lots of heavy rain. So this is all in northern Oklahoma. So zooming in, there's Waukeeta right there. And the hook is basically located north of Hawley and south of Sand Creek and to the west of Gilbert right there. Let's go back to Corey Inman, get an update on him, ground truth on that in Grant County. Corey?
Yeah, Mike, I'm on Red Hill Road, which is going to be northwest of Pond Creek. It's going to come out on Highway 11 between Medford and Waukeeta. Looking back to the northwest, there's some decent structure there. Can still make out the wall cloud. Don't see anything on the ground right now, Mike. Just that large wall cloud still persistent, hanging off just to my northwest here. Looks like it may pass to maybe just to the south of Waukeeta, maybe to the southeast between Waukeeta and Medford, which is going to put it, kind of right where I'm coming out here on Highway 11. So right now, don't see a tornado on the ground as we head to the north, Mike.
Okay, Corey, thank you so much. We're going to go back again about 23 minutes ago, and we're going to roll this videotape. This is from Corey Inman and his night vision here. Actually, this is Mike Bennett, north of Helena is where this is. This is when the tornado crossed the highway north of Helena. It's right in the middle of your screen. There was damage to at least one structure right here. That's the tornado dragging across the Oklahoma landscape. You're looking north here from a point 1.5 miles north of Helena in Alfalfa County. And that's the tornado there on the back of the mesocyclone coming right across the road, right in front of Mike Bennett. Again, there is one confirmed structure damage there. There may have been damage to a second structure. The width of that track, of that debris track, that damaged track, was about 1/4 to slightly more than 1/4 of a mile wide. That is the tornado right there crossing the road just north of the OHP officer there. Mike comes around the car there, and you'll see it become more clear as he passes these lights right here of the tornado crossing the highway directly in front of Mike Bennett, our storm tracker there. This is going to be, again, 1.75 miles, 2 miles north of Helena. Back to live information right here. Let's go to Mike Bennett here live. He's going to be between Jet and Nash with an update. He just drove through that damaged track once again. Mike?
Okay, yeah, Mike, we're going to hand that off to Corey. We cannot keep up with it. We're going to have to, the only way we can do is drive around Salt Plains Lake, and I've done that a lot, and it takes way too long. We'll never be able to catch up to it. So, per Mark Dillard, we're going to go ahead and backtrack and look at damage. So we're just going to kind of backtrack the damage path and see what we come across, make a few calls. Back to you. Okay,
very good, Mike Bennett. Thank you so much. Back over to radar here. So back to live information here, looking at radar. The ongoing tornado warning continues. The tornado may not be on the ground. It may have lifted here south of Waukeeta and to the west of Medford. Still moving northeast at around 38 miles per hour, very close to Hawley right here. There's the velocity. Yeah, definitely nothing like it was. Nowhere near. The tornado, no doubt, has lifted. There is no tornado there at all. So it's going to be just to the south of Waukeeta. That's just a big mesocyclone that is spinning down, which is good. Spinning down, and we've lost the tornado track detector right there. We've lost that signal there altogether. So that's great news. And the debris detector there had debris here north of Nash, but that now has also gone away, and the mesocyclone has quickly dissipated. Not nearly as strong at Hook to the north, and now it basically has dissipated altogether. That's very, very good news. There is no tornado there. It did cross the highway there between Jet and Nash about 12 minutes ago, but it has lifted. There's no doubt about it. It's moving up into central and northern Grant County, so it's going to be heading up there toward Waukeeta here at about 10:13, which is in 9 minutes from right now. Ongoing tornado warning with some tennis ball size hail and golf ball size hail to the southwest of Carmen. Back in southwest Oklahoma, quick update here from Phil. Severe thunderstorm warning. Not a tornado warning for Beckham County, but a severe thunderstorm warning. Still a supercell there, but they're so far have let that tornado warning expire. Phil?
Yeah, Mike, we are going to have to make a position move here pretty quick. We've got a pretty large hail core that is just to the southwest of Eric, and so we're going to maneuver just a little bit further to the east along I-40 and then drop back in and see what we can see on the back side of this thing as it makes its way northeastward across the town of Eric, Oklahoma. Back to you.
Phil, thank you very much. Back over to radar. We're talking about west central Oklahoma right here. And these are just basically holding their own or weakening a little bit, which is a good trend. So nothing really organized severe here except for this one cell coming into Beckham County near and south of Eric. Golf ball, a little bigger. And no tornado warning, but we'll keep very close track of that for far western Oklahoma. Storms are still quite possible in the metro later tonight. We're closely tracking that, guys. Updates coming up, and a return to our storm trackers in just a few minutes.
All right, Mike, thank you.